And we're back, and this is September 11th. Oh, I didn't think about that.
It's a day that lives in infamy, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is September 11th. Well, it's September 11th, and it's comic book week, and I don't know. I'm curious about some of the comics this week. However, I am more angry at the publisher that I host. It's really not because of J.H. Williams and what's the other guy's name? See, that's why it's not another personal name.
W. Hayden Blackman.
Yeah, it's not because they're leaving. It's just too many things are kind of coming to a head, and it's just frustrating. But we'll talk more about that when we get to DC. You said earlier that neither DC nor Marvel really won this week. The Independents kind of did.
The Independents win this week.
So let's start off with the winners.
Lots of great stuff coming out from smaller publishers, including second to last issue of Lock and Key.
Yeah.
I guess once it's finished, I'll read it all.
That issue will not make you cry.
Okay, good to know.
We got a lot of that on the account, I think.
One of my personal favorites, Rachel Rising, coming out. Hopefully, number 18 I think was my favorite issue of the series so far. Have you been reading?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
18
good.
blew me away.
It was pretty awesome.
So, I'm pretty excited. I may read this while you guys are talking. Red Sonja continues to be pretty stable. I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5, more like a 4.
Yeah.
It's a solid book.
Yeah, it's solid. Sidekick, second issue. First issue was really good opening, kind of looking at what happens to sidekicks after their heroes die. So, if you like mental breakdown and drugs and drowning your sorrows in alcohol, Sidekick is where to go. Very popular Walking Dead.
This is the last issue before All Out War starts with number 115.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
double shipping every month.
For what, like 6 months or something like that? It's a while.
6 months. Yeah, I think it's 12 issues.
Cool.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite.
That's smart. I didn't think about that. That's really smart to start a double shipping on the month that the show
And
comes
it
back
also
on.
is like the 10th anniversary too,
And
so it all kind of just comes
yeah.
together.
Yeah, no, that's smart.
Yeah, so
Very
the whole
smart.
time this next season's going on, it'll be double shipping.
Yeah,
Going
that's,
to be like up to your elbows in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
if you haven't already, then.
Right.
Star Wars, number 9. When we last left off, Leia was revisiting what used to be Alderaan and kind of came across a ship.
That's cool.
Don't know who it is yet. Doesn't know if they're a friend or foe, but this issue should illuminate some of that mystery.
Excellent. Is that it for Independence?
Those are the highlights.
Well, those are pretty good highlights.
Yeah, no, I think Lock and Key, Walking Dead, Rachel Rising. I mean, it was a strong. My pick of the week is independent book, so it was a strong week for Dark Horse and Image and IDW.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. I'm very excited about that. Also, we're not mentioning, because, we didn't get it in, but that's cool, Powerpuff Girls from IDW, number 1.
Oh, did it come out this week?
He's so excited
I'm
about
very
it.
excited about it. I enjoyed the Powerpuff Girls, and I think that's
Not
excellent.
excited enough to order it or anything.
No, apparently not. No, that's the
It was
cool.
an excellent cartoon.
It's actually excellent cartoon. And I think that's a great kids book. That's going to be an excellent kids book. So I'm very excited about it for that reason. We have a fly in here,
I
and
was doing a pretty good job of ignoring it, but no, it's
I know I really just. Oof. Okay. I don't know. I would say last week for DC was maybe one of the more. I hesitate to say exciting because it was the first week of Villains Month, but Batman Black and White came out, which was stellar book. I enjoyed Forever Evil. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it was stellar or anything like that, but it did some cool stuff, and I don't know. I'm curious enough, like you said, to keep reading it, and even some of the villains cover things even kind of piqued my interest. However, yeah, I am frustrated with DC because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but we've been talking about it, and now I'm all
pay no attention to my phone.
Now I'm all angry about it. And we'll start with one reason to get angry is Lobo. Big, tough, strong, punching with chains and barbed wire Lobo, biker from space.
Right
Punched,
out of the 90s.
Hey.
punched a guy's torso off when Superman died back in the 90s. That was
But
one
he
of my
loves
favorite
dolphins,
things.
dude.
He does love dolphins.
Or
Just-
at least he did.
Just a character that was so 90s that, you know, I don't know. I won't say I was ever a Lobo fan, but if there's one character that was so, that's what that character is, it was Lobo. And DC had to change him.
Like we were saying, he's the Deadpool of the DC universe.
Yeah, and people outside of comics liked Lobo. They were interested in Lobo. Grown-ups now that grew up with comics in the 90s kind of looked at Lobo as, oh yeah, he was so cool kind of thing. It's cool that he was still around. He's in Injustice as this Lobo. And for whatever reason, DC decided, hey, you know what character doesn't need to be changed at all?
Not
Lobo. Yeah, it's just, they changed Lobo to a skinny. He apparently is still equally violent, right? That's what I've
I
heard.
haven't read any. I haven't read it, but he looks like a Twilight character.
Yeah, he does.
That's
He's
the general
scrawny,
consensus
and-
online.
and it's just so weird.
Yeah.
It's I don't understand why they had to change that.
Because it wasn't working. People don't like Lobo.
I,
We have to make him hip now.
it just feels like this is a prime example of DC. Has DC done a change in the past year that has had positive feedback? I'm struggling to think of one.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, doesn't everyone love the collars on the costumes?
No.
I don't have a problem with them at all, but I know at least one person that hates Superman's costume because of
So
the collar.
strange.
I
So
mean,
strange.
I get like that small stuff, but this is just change for the sake of change, and that's never a great idea.
I mean, if we're gonna start just dumping on DC, I mean, the way that I've decided what I'm not reading at this point is if I don't recognize the characters anymore, I don't care. I don't read them. Birds of Prey used to be my favorite comic book. I don't recognize any of those characters.
I can't get through Birds
So
of Prey.
it's like, so whatever. Teen Titans, don't know any of those guys
Yeah.
except for Tim Drake.
Apparently,
I tried.
I've looked at the pictures for Forever Evil #2, and well, I saw what's the Earth 3, Adam. What's her name? Atomica. She goes in one of the Teen Titans girls' mouth, and then you see her eyes bulge out. So things ain't gonna turn out very good.
Hopefully it's Raven. She's got her character.
Yeah, it wasn't Raven. I couldn't pick out who it was because I've only read like 2 issues of Teen
Yeah,
Titans.
but you wouldn't recognize her because she doesn't look like Raven anymore.
Yeah, that's true. So, I don't know, man. Okay, so DC, I don't want to dump all on DC because my pick of the week actually is a DC book. And I am curious about Riddler, #1, or Batman 23.2. Yes.
Well, we do have to say that everything we just said basically does not apply to the Batman books.
Yeah, no, Batman,
The Batman books are pretty much still the same, and they're good.
and man, they're compensating for a lot of these slack over in other areas of DC. Like the art in Batman, like I said, unless I said this about a month ago, but unless Greg Capullo has totally peaked, and give it a year, if he is still on this rise, he is going to be one of the best artists, period, in comics. Like it is his art in Zero Year has been just. I thought it's been amazing. It really pays off to look at it digitally. I buy the comics and I get the ones with the code in it, but to like zoom in on some of that stuff, some of the detail, it's excellent. This is, however, not Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. It's a story by Scott Snyder, written by Ray Fox. Okay, so that's Lemire's boy, Ray Fox, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of weird because usually it's Tinian that
But they're
Snyder
all,
uses.
you know.
Oh, I know.
Lemire and Scott Snyder are all kind of together. So.
Yeah. So I mean, this will probably be pretty good. So check this out. Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
yeah, why not?
It's Riddler. He's the main villain in 0 Year, so I assume it has something to do with that.
I don't think that's a character that's been changed too much.
No, again, he's a Marvel, not a Marvel. He's a Batman character.
Right. So yeah.
Although speaking of, this is another book that hasn't really changed much. Aquaman.
Yeah, and Which I will say this, I do like the effect of Black Manta's arm coming from in front of his face. This is a pretty cool cover. Never a reason to buy a book, DC. But this is a Black Manta issue. And the thing that's pretty interesting about this one, and I don't know, I haven't read every Villains Month book, but it seems like this takes place during Forever Evil. And so this is not an origin. This is simply a exploration of that character's story, which we got a nice taste of it when it looked like Amanda Waller was trying to recruit him into the Suicide Squad.
Well, and as you say that, it occurs to me, well, they just did Black Manta's origin in Aquaman.
That's true, they did. So yeah,
That's probably why.
this will probably be a good time. And who's writing it? I don't want to say Johns,
I'm
because
thinking it is, but I'm not sure. Because I think I ordered it about the same as Aquaman.
let's see. Okay, you got Johns and Tony
Bedard.
Bedard, yeah.
Who's really good.
Yeah.
But he's the writer. Jeff Johns is just co-plot.
Okay. So, I mean, that might be pretty good.
And definitely, if you're into Aquaman, you should probably go ahead and get it.
Now, there are a few things that I'm not excited about, and I just think it's bizarre. I don't know. I'm kind of over Court of Owls. I assume that this is the Talon book. If you read Talon, this is the one you want to get. So it's not Batman and Robin, even though it's Batman and Robin 23.2.
Did not know Talon was still out.
Talon is still out.
I think
Yeah, I guess so. So this is Tinian the Fourth. Is this the same artist that's on Talon? Do you know?
I do not know. We don't.
I don't know.
We don't actually even order Talon
Yeah.
anymore.
So I don't know. I just think the Court of Owls was a cool idea, and I just think it's weird that DC is hanging on to that one so strongly.
We can continue to dump on DC if you want, because that's pretty much what they're doing. It seems like whatever they can get out of Batman, they're going to squeeze out of it.
Yeah, it's
Tying in
bizarre.
with Zero Year is just really weird. Except, but maybe they'll sell some more comic books.
Yeah, and I've always said I would have been excited had they not tied as many things as they did into Zero Year. Like I think sure, why not just have a interesting Flash Zero Year and have it absolutely nothing to do with Batman's universe,
Have it his
but
Zero
just
Year.
yeah,
Yeah.
or have it take place at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like that could be
Well, I
kind of
think
cool.
that is what it is. Because
Yeah.
I think it's Barry Allen as a cop. I don't think he's Flash.
Okay, so yeah, I think that could be pretty cool, but I don't care about Nightwing Zero Year or anything like that. I don't know, I just don't want it.
It's
I don't
just
know.
such an obvious play to sell comic books.
Yeah, it is, and I don't know. I don't know. I just wish. I just wish.
Okay,
so many
can we
things
talk
were
about
different.
a
Yeah,
cool company?
Yeah.
let's talk about Marvel.
All right, Marvel. Infinity continues here with Avengers. What number is this? 19. If you're keeping up, Carol Danvers has got some powers, binary style, so crazy stuff's about to happen. So that should be cool.
I'm pretty happy with Infinity.
It's been good.
As
I've said before, you got to kind of be reading all of it, Avengers, New Avengers, and everything.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Tom Brevoort, I seen that text last week. He said on the Marvel podcast that if Infinity, if you're reading Infinity as just Infinity, he said we totally failed to make that a standalone thing. You have to read New Avengers and Avengers,
Yeah.
which is like I said, I like the scope of it. I like
Yeah.
that it's so big that Captain America he's nothing. He's just a soldier
Yeah.
fighting in the war. I like that kind of stuff.
Next up, I got Avengers Arena. Everybody probably knows at this point that the book is about to end because kind of was a finite idea, although the characters that survive are going to continue in some other book. But surprisingly good. Everybody, including me, thought it was going to be horrible. It just seemed like a dumb idea, but it's been really good. Dennis Hopeless writing this, and Cable and X-Force, which you just started.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Turned out to be really good.
Yeah, surprised pleasantly.
Yep. Fantastic Four. More wacky adventures in space. I think, is this Fraction's last issue?
It is.
Well, he's
yeah,
co-writing
it's
with Christopher
technically
Sokolow.
the last issue.
He's
Yeah.
officially writing. I think they're going to work up from his plots
Yeah.
until the story's over. But it's been cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I have too.
It's a bummer that he's leaving, but
I'm still not over that.
I don't know. And then we got probably, as always, what's probably the cover of the week, Fearless Defenders.
Yeah, that's a great
anime style.
It's adorable.
Did you read Superior Foes of Spider-Man last week?
Yeah.
When they were talking about all the teams of this.
Yeah, I think
what's
the
the
Defenders are all girls.
Yeah,
now.
he was like, you got this guy. He's probably in the Avengers. He is not in the Avengers. Defenders. I think they're all chicks now.
It's been a fun book.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyable. I like the main characters, so check it out, especially if you're into women power, girl power, whatever you want to call it. And
I
then
love those covers.
last up, we got Mighty Avengers #1. This is I know the idea here is while the real Avengers are in space, Luke Cage has got to kind of scrape up together some people to fight Thanos as Thanos attacks. So it's Cage and the new Power Man,
Yeah,
and
I can't
White
remember.
Tiger, Spider-Man, and Monica Rambeau. I don't know what her new name is, but she used to be Captain Marvel. It's not Photon now; it's something else. But who cares? It's just Monica.
Was that the chick that was in Secret Wars?
Yeah, she was in Secret
Okay.
Wars. Yeah, she was Captain Marvel.
Okay.
It should be interesting. I haven't read it, obviously, but Greg Land's doing the art, which we had a discussion. Some
Yeah,
people love
yeah.
him, some people hate him. I'm cool with him. And then Al Ewing wrote the Avengers Assemble parts to Age of Ultron, which are actually my favorite parts of the whole Age of Ultron thing.
So this is the Black Widow stuff, right?
Yeah, he did the Black Widow one, and then the story with Captain Marvel in England,
That's
which
right.
I love, the
Yeah.
Captain Marvel in England stuff. So I don't know, I'm interested.
Yeah, it could be good.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's Marvel for this week, pretty much.
Cool.
Except for one obvious omission, which Mara will take care of in a moment.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Marvel did stellar last week with comics.
Yeah. Battle of the Iron Atom pretty much destroyed Forever Evil.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Team X-Men.
Yeah.
Want to say one thing real quick. Just finished Rachel Rising. Oh my goodness, I got
Why
the
don't you
biggest
pay
goosebumps.
attention to our
I
beautiful
know.
diatribe
Because you guys are
against
talking about DC. And this was far more interesting than anything that's coming out from DC right now. I can't talk about Rachel Rising enough.
I'll say DC, the New 52.
New 52 DC.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
But that's not your pick of the
That's
week.
not my pick of the week,
There
although
we go.
my pick of the week is X-Men because I can't get enough of Battle of the Atom. I mean, I'm pretty stoked. That'll be the next thing I read.
I'm curious about how they're going to, since there's so many creative teams, how they're going to divide up the stories. Like, because I mean, these are all new X-Men characters. Yet Brian Wood's writing it.
Yeah, but he also his team is made up of some of those characters. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Right.
the story. I mean, it's if you've been reading X-Men before, that there's a line through where Rachel's a pretty big part of it, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
she's at odds with Storm right now.
Right.
That's part of that story.
That was a cool, like, I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
that Rachel moment.
But I mean, this is the first comic I read today, so I have read it. But I mean, basically the story, if you read the other two issues, Jean and Scott took off at the end. Little Jean and Scott took
Yeah.
off at the end, and I mean, this is the X-Men chasing after him,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, you gotta have faith that these
Oh,
creative
yeah.
teams have worked together
Right.
to form
Yes.
a seamless story. So it doesn't matter what character they're writing; it's still
Oh,
gonna be
no.
good.
No, I'm excited about it. So you've read it. And
Yeah, and like I said, the only thing I was worried about was that it
Mm.
would just be not a
Almost
Brian
like
Wood
last
story.
page.
And like I said, it is following the storyline. Jubilee's in it. I mean, his whole team's in it. And like I said, there are still playing with Rachel and Storm. And Mara just saw the end.
I know.
Which leads into the next issue, which is Uncanny X-Men, so you
Yeah.
might guess.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. No, like, so it's good.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. All
Right.
right.
I'm excited.
I love the X-Men, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is great stuff. I'm very excited about it. I enjoyed part 1 and part 2. I am like Deadpool in part 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You gotta be excited. You kiss Wolverine on the cheek.
that is true.
My pick of the week. I'm going to my pick of the week.
Oh, yeah. I'll talk over Mara's pick of the week mostly.
No, it was all very helpful.
My pick of the week is actually DC.
What?
Go figure.
What?
Well, and it's Harley Quinn, a character
What
that
the
I
what?
know I'm not too crazy about in the New 52.
Another unrecognizable character.
Right, but there might be potential here.
Sure.
It's Matt Kent writing, and it's Neil Googe, who I'm not familiar with. However, just looking at the artwork here, it looks fun. So I don't know.
He did a great book with Gail Simone called Welcome to Tranquility.
Okay.
And it's, yeah, I like his art style quite a bit.
So I mean, I'm pretty curious about this one. That's probably gonna be the first one I read.
I wonder how much if it ties into the new Amanda Conner book at all.
I don't know.
We'll find out when it comes out.
That's curious too. Who they announced the writer for on that one?
Well, they announced the artist.
No, the artist. Sorry.
It's Chad Hardin,
Yeah.
who's a DC guy. He's done fill-in type stuff. He worked on the Warlord book that they relaunched a while ago. He's pretty good.
I like how we keep calling it the Amanda Conner book.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is the Amanda Conner book.
Isn't she just doing the covers, or is she writing it too?
No,
She's
she's co-writing
co-writing
with
it.
Jimmy
Okay.
Conrad.
Yeah.
See, I'm sitting here thinking she's just doing the covers,
Yeah.
and we're just
No,
so excited
yes.
about Amanda Conner covers that.
No, she's co-writing it with Jimmy.
Yeah.
And maybe Justin Gray. I don't remember if he's involved or not. But she's definitely in the covers, and yeah.
Okay.
And
So it is the Amanda Conner
Silk
book.
Spectre, I know that she, Darn Cook said that she really wrote the heavy lifting on that.
I heard
episode.
about that too.
And it was excellent, so.
I really enjoyed it. So
Yes.
that was only before watching the thing that I read. I'm interested to read Minutemen, but
Minutemen's really good too.
Yeah.
Those are the two best ones.
which I love how they package those together.
But yeah, by writers.
Yeah, like that's gonna be the only one. If I ever buy it, that's it. Okay, well that's my pick of the week. I'm excited about, or I'm curious about it. I hope it's good. I really hope it is.
Yeah.
Matt Kent's.
Yeah, as much as we are dumping on DC, we want their books to be good.
I
That's
really
why
do.
we're angry,
Like,
because they're not good.
I love the DC characters so much,
Yeah.
like so much, and it just makes me kind of bummed out how they squander potential with their characters.
So let's
Yeah.
move on to potential that has not been squandered. And it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 9, not
Season 9.
Season 9.
That's cool.
Season 9 of 25. This is the finale. This is if this was the TV show, we'd be fighting the big bad. And oh yeah, we do fight the big bad in this one. And it's pretty cool. I would assume if you're keeping up, you know probably what's more or less going to happen. But last issue we left, Dawn is dying because she is the key made out of magic, and magic was destroyed at the end of season 8. And so the mission is to restore magic in the world. And crazy stuff happens, and I will not tell you whether or not magic gets restored. Although it does.
Okay, right on. No,
It's really good, and mostly I'm annoyed because they still haven't said what season 10 is going to be about.
awesome.
But it was really good.
Well,
And if you like Buffy, you should wait for the trades and stuff, but you should definitely pick them up because it feels like Buffy. Joss is the executive producer, but he didn't really write much of this season.
but I mean, it's his final. Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
he's the
everything.
executive producer, just
Right.
like he was on the show.
Cool.
Yep.
Excellent. So there are pretty cool comics. I can't believe you didn't mention Indestructible Hulk.
You like it way more than I do. I like it, but I don't love it.
I like weird characters like showing up again. I like Black Knight. I'm curious about that one, but I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
It's good, but I mean, I don't know. Everybody's talking about how awesome it is. It's as good as Daredevil, and it's not.
It's no. It's not. But it's
It's good though.
it's a good book. But oh well. I guess that's it.
That is
Sorry, it's been a long day. So I guess tell them where we're located.
We're at 255 Ferris Road, right behind good old UCA.
Good old UCA, guys. So enjoy your comics from the Secret Life of Comic Books.blogspot.com. I'm Matt Wood.
I'm Mara Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown. Although 2 Brian Wood comics did come out today.
There it is. Awesome. So enjoy your comics, and we will see you next week.
Do you put